Well, she's still floating. That's promising. Her bones are good. That's all we need to bring her back to life. Not everything from the past need be lost forever. So let's restore her. Let's get her up on shore and breathe some life back into this old boat. But to do that, we're going to need somewhere to work on her. A shipwright's workshop with a dry dock on the shore for the boat to live whilst we figure out how to bring her back to life. We haven't actually done a whole lot of building this series yet. Just a lot of talking and walking and thinking and planning. But I think it's about time. I'm itching. I'm itching to build something. And I have an idea. I have a vague plan. I think this little area, if I carve this out, should be able to fit the boat, the carcass of the boat here. And make this the dry dock area. And then we'll need a workshop. I'll fill all this in, flatten it out, and build some kind of a workshop. But let me flatten this. Let me create a bit of space to work with and maybe a slight embankment. Build the shore up. Yeah. Okay, I think I've got a bit of a style for this embankment, this Docklands area. The chains definitely help. It's just a start for hopefully what this whole shore will end up looking like. That's the plan eventually. But we're at the beginning and, living in the now, right? One step at a time. Step 1, dig this out. Make space for the boat. And step 2, the workshop, I think I want to build it out of jungle planks and packed mud. Which, conveniently, for me, means I'm gonna have to go and collect some mud. Go on a little journey. Take you on a trip and head out into the world like I so love to do here. I have spent much time exploring this world and I never tire of it. What is this? What is this floating in the ocean? It doesn't make much sense. What would be built out here? In the middle of this lake? Wow, what an eerie glow. What is this? It's like a doorway. It looks like an ancient ruin of a doorway floating in the lake. Who put this here? This doorway to nowhere. strange. How very strange. I wonder what this mystery is. But that is for another time. Today our task is simple. A simple task to get mud. Simple tasks, a simple life. That's what I've been trying to work on recently. Living a simple life. Not overcomplicating things. It's so easy to do. Overcomplicate your life. There's so much stuff in the world. So much going on. Outside and inside of you. And I think a simple way to combat that is to live a simple life. To focus on the now. Now is all there is, and all there'll ever be, you know. The past and the future are just memories and fantasies. And the only thing that really exists is right now. Yeah, anyway, that's what I've been doing. Trying to focus on living simply. And when I play this game, you know, off camera, just traveling around, doing my things, I try to really be here, be present in this beautiful game, in this beautiful world. Trying to juggle the balance between being mindful of not needing, but wanting to create content for these videos, but then also to not only do that, to actually play and enjoy this game when I have the time to be here when I'm here, to embrace it, to allow it to calm me, because that is half of why I play this game. I just find it so calming, an escape from the rest of life. Anyway, here's the mangrove swamp. There's plenty of mud here, so I think I'll grab a whole bunch of this, head back, make some packed mud, and start building. I do like the mangrove swamp biome that they added. Huge mangrove trees, and I love the sound of the mud. The squishing, squelching. I think the sound design of Minecraft has definitely improved. It's such a gross yet satisfying sound. Anyway, I think it's time that we finally build something in this world. I put so much thought, so much effort into thinking about the story of this place and planning ahead. But we haven't really built anything here yet. I know it's only chapter 8, but this is it. This is what we have built. An old ruin and a little workshop in the side of a hill. That's it. So, let's build something new. Well, I think she'll fit here. It's a big enough space for that little boat. It's not too big. But this is just a dry dock. What we'll need now is the workshop, right? That's why we went and got all the packed mud. So let me build it. I'll be back. So I kind of have a bit of a love for workshop spaces and the sort of spaces used by craftspeople. There's a beauty, I think, in how ugly they can be, I guess, because they exist purely for the practical purpose of the craft. Right, that's what the workshop is for. It's not there to look pretty. It's not there to be aesthetic and beautiful. It has a job. It has a role. And I'm kind of fascinated. I've been watching a lot of Japanese craftspeople in their spaces meditatively, calmly making their craft, whatever object they're working on, just silently in this flow state that I envy so much. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think I don't know. I studied art when I was younger, and I guess I am naturally a creative person, so that seemed like the most sensible outlet for that, I guess. Art, right? Create something beautiful, something meaningful. But I think as I've gotten older, I realized that I think I prefer craft over art. I think striving to create beauty is a noble pursuit of artists. But I think personally, I take more pleasure in the simple beauty of a well-crafted object and imagining them silently working on it, the hours that they put in, it's almost like I choose to think about their experience of making it, which you can do with art, I suppose, but I think art exists almost in a purposeless state by definition, as opposed to an object of craft. Like an object can be beautiful. Whatever whatever was made can be beautiful, can be perceived to be beautiful, but that's secondary. It's usually a tool or the output of some creative process. And yeah, I find a lot of pleasure and a lot of beauty in those things. Anyway, I'm completely rambling about craftspeople and their workspaces because that's what I've tried to create here. A bit of a shipbuilder's workshop with this big table saw for cutting lumber, and the create mod using the copycat step, because you can't really get this shape in Minecraft, but in vanilla Minecraft. Yeah, a bunch of these copycat steps in a row. Looks like one strip of lumber being sawn up on the saw, which functions. Yeah, we can put planks and logs in this chest, and they'll end up on the saw to be sawn. So this building does have a function for me as wood storage. All the wood objects in the games, there are so many now. It's like 9 different types of wood, and all of the different relevant objects you can make with them. So yeah, I've tried to make storage space for all the wood types and just cram this space, fill it like a workshop. It's not pretty, it's useful. It's stuffed full of stuff, and yeah, got a little I don't know, like a desk area, I suppose, for planning builds, planning tasks. It's difficult, I find. I think it's probably the hardest bit of making these videos. Explaining what I've built and why, showing it off to you. Like, I really enjoy the process of building it, and I want you to see it. But I have to do these really awkward tours, walking around my build and showing it to you. I guess there's an element of humiliation, maybe. Not that's humiliation. That's a really strong word. An element of vulnerability. You know, I built this thing, guys. What do you think? Like, it's different if I'm just building cute little things for myself. And spend hours placing blocks and tweaking things and making it look how I feel it should look. But then, yeah, showing it to you is a different story. So, yeah, continuing the tour. We go up this ladder. We got a little bit more storage, and then this. What would you call this? I want to say jetty, but that's not right, because that's like a platform that goes out into water. A platform, yeah. So a platform that will look out onto the boat when we get her up, with these cranes, these chains for lowering cargo down and supplies and materials for the building. Well, since the shipwright's workshop, I guess the only thing left to do is to bring the ship onto shore. Get her up here and get her ready for working on. Not sure how long it'll take to restore her back to her former glory and or turn her into something even better. But I think we should bring her up onto shore. Get the process started. You know, I think it's so important, for me at least, to have a project in life, something to focus on, something to wake up and know, this is what I need to be doing today. And this ship is kind of our project in the game. I don't know what I want to turn her into. I don't really have any plans yet, but she's here. You know, the ship is here, up on shore, got a workshop, and it's a new project. I mean, I have plenty of other projects that I also don't have time to get around to doing, but when I do manage to find the time, it's nice to have all these little projects to work on, something to come back to. And it may be taking some time, but the world is slowly growing. Piece by piece, the story is unfolding of this land. Speaking of story, I found something. I almost forgot to share it with you. Just down here under the bridge, there's this little nook. I don't know if it's a place that smugglers used to hide their goods or just a natural crack in the foundations, but amongst the mud buried below the pebbles in the silt, I found a book, an old leather-bound journal. And skimming through, I think it may have belonged to whoever was once camped in the old ruin. They don't seem to be there anymore, but I should sit and read the story of this traveler. They seem to be from another land, and I'm not sure how long ago they came here, or how long since they've been gone again. But they seem to have known a lot more about this place than we do. They seem to have known the history of this land. So, let us crack open the pages of this journal and enter the story of another. I wish to learn all they knew of this place, who they were, where they've gone.